presentation is called Violence in the United States Public School System. With the occurrence of violence in so many of our schools and universities, it's important to take a look at preventative measures. They need to be made, reviewed, and put into action. According to the NCES Statistical Survey, which stands for the National Center for Educational Statistics, 32 school-associated deaths were reported from 1999 to 2000. According to the same study, 71% of schools experienced one violent incident across the nation. Violence is defined as physical force exerted for the purpose of violating, damaging, or abusing, according to the American Heritage Dictionary. The reasons for violence are many. There are economical hardships, student-to-teacher ratio, areas of living, and school level. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, most families of children involved in violent incidences reported making incomes of $7,500 or less per year, which brings me to my first graph. Now this graph shows the percentage of public schools in the U.S. reporting at least one violent incident by students eligible to receive a free and reduced price lunch. Violent incidences include rape, sexual battery, physical attack with or without a weapon, threat of physical attack, and other. When there are more than 50% of students in an area eligible to receive free or reduced price lunch, the percentage of violent incidences rise from 74% versus 68% at 0 to 20% of students being eligible to receive a free and reduced price lunch. My next graph shows the difference of violence that occurs in different school levels. For example, you have elementary here, middle, and secondary. The school level that receives most violence is the secondary, high school versus elementary, 92% to 61%. Now there are very many different reasons for violence occurring in public school systems. There are economical reasons, school level, and another is student-to-teacher ratio. According to the same survey, the NCES statistical report, violence most occurred when there were more than 16 students to one teacher, as opposed to 12 or less. These facts bring me on to my final topic, which would be a plan of action. I believe administration, teachers, students, and parents all play a role in combating violence in schools. School and administration need to have safety drills set in place not only for earthquake and fire drills, but for violent crisis situations. There need to be clear plans as far as what to do in case a violent incident should arise and occur. Not only do they need to be made, but they need to be practiced regularly. Counselor and teacher cooperation as far as safety go hand in hand. Counselors need to be aware and on the lookout, as do teachers and staff, for suspicious behavior. These need to be reported timely and quickly. The other topic I'd like to discuss as far as school and teacher administration would be the focus on elimination of low-level violence. When you nip low-level violence such as bullying and harassment in the bud, you get it before it spreads to more dangerous levels. Parents play a role in fighting school violence as far as open the lines of communication with their students. The more open lines of communication there are, the more trust there is involved in a relationship. the more able a student feels he or she can go to a parent if need be. Students also play a role in fighting violence in public schools by being conscientious. They need to be aware of the way they treat others and themselves. This is a fact that is overlooked often in high school and elementary and middle schools. Students need to be aware that they need to have one person on campus they can go to in case they ever need help in any way at all. This type of support away from home is imperative to the safety and well-being of all. With the working together and the combined efforts of administration, students, and parents, violence in public schools can be lowered and lessened. With the honing in on the personal roles we all play and the skills acquired that are needed, practiced and put into action regularly, we can fight school violence one step at a time. Thank you. You have any questions?
Since violence rises in the secondary schools and tends to increase, what do you think can be used in the earlier grades to prevent it from rising? Is there a way that it could stop more in the earlier grades?
I think when you take younger students, such as in elementary school, and you establish those open lines of communication early with the parents and the teachers, being able to have a youngster come to a teacher or a parent in a time of need. Those open lines of communication are one way. The instilling of respect in young people is another way to combat violence early on.
What kind of drills are you going to use for these violence crisis situations?
Well, several different public schools across the nation have several different types of crisis situations, plans set in place, such as lockdown, where you lock all the doors, shut the shutters, you go under the desk. Every school practices their own. Some have none at all. I think that it's important to come up with a safety drill that is set in place for a particular school at that time, using their own judgment. So long as doors are locked and a plan is set in place that's clear, this can be done. Thank you very much.